Hey everybody, SPAZ here. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of But Is It Power Pop? We're going to start off with one of the finest power pop albums ever. It's the first Marshall Crenshaw album. This right here is the expanded edition, so it has bonus tracks including "You're My Favorite Waste of Time," which was a B-side, believe it or not. I believe that song can also be found on the 9-Volt Years, which is a collection of early demos and stuff. It came out after the initial power pop explosion, with the Knack in 2020 and the Romantics and Plimsolls and all that kind of stuff. It was very Beatle influenced, very melodic, very sort of almost innocent in a way. And I'm not saying that Marshall or his brother Robert or Chris Donato, I think was the bass player. I'm not saying that they were innocent per se, but the music itself just had a joy and an innocence about it that was heavily influenced by the Beatles, but it was also heavily influenced by a lot of American artists, like, let's say Buddy Holly and the Everly Brothers. But in the movie La Bamba, by the way, Marshall Crenshaw played Buddy Holly, so there is a small little irony there. Plus, Marshall also played John Lennon in I think, a traveling version of Beatlemania. So this is a fantastic record that any power pop fan should own. Next up, band called The Ordinary Boys, British band. This is their self-titled album, their fourth one. They've actually got 3 albums before this, obviously, if this is their fourth one. And this one a little edgier. It's more Britpop. I'd say The Ordinary Boys were kind of like a Blur's nuttier younger brothers. They're very, very melodic, very Britpop. They had a lot of fun. Some of their albums had like sort of elements of like the British ska movement, but not a ska band, please. Good Lord, no. But yeah, great pop. Ordinary Boys. They have 4 albums out. This right here is just the fourth one. It's the last one that came out a few years ago, but definitely a band to check out if you have the time. Here's a band that or an artist that divides pop fans. Mr. R. Stevie Moore, a hugely talented godfather of lo-fi, has been recording out of his bedroom for nearly 50 years now. And is he power pop? No, he's not power pop. He has power pop moments. There are songs on this that if a power pop artist performed them, they could just be huge power pop favorites. He's really all over the map musically, anywhere from country to pop to punk to avant-garde to experimental. This is really a fantastic release. It's a 2 CD set. It's called Everything You've Always Wanted to Know About R. Stevie Moore, but Were Afraid to Ask. Originally came out in 1984, and now it's available on CD, and it is fantastic. Definitely worth your time. Next up, Bing Crosby. Next up, Get the Knack by the Knack. This is really the album that started the whole power pop movement. My Sharona, Good Girls Don't. This is a must-have, and if you don't own this, then you don't own it. But you really should, actually. This is the expanded remaster. I believe it's out of print by now, but you can track it down for relatively cheap. Once again, Get the Knack. This is really what started the whole power pop movement. This is the album. Definitely something to recommend. Along the same lines as that, guess what? It's the Romantics, another great power pop gem, featuring What I Like About You. Yes, this is that album, their very first album, and definitely something to check out. When I Look in Your Eyes is my favorite romantic song. And but this whole album it's probably more garage power pop than it is, you would hear this on Little Steven's radio show more than you'd hear some of the other power pop stuff, because this has really got a garage edge to it, but it's definitely worth your time. You can also get it as a twofer, which includes their National Breakout album, which was even more garagey than the first album. Something I want to bring up. Everyone's always talked about how Get the Knack is basically a a ripoff of the Meet the Beatles with the Beatles. But okay, maybe the black and white thing, yeah, okay, but that's about it. What I want to bring to your attention, the Romantics was even more of a ripoff, because if you look here, you'll see that the rhythm guitar player, lead guitar player, bass player, drummer, and drummer. So this is actually a closer homage to that Beatles album cover than the Get the Knack one is. And if you thought that was useless information, then thank you for watching. Remember to check out www.discussionsmagazine.com for some of my reviews and interviews. And I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me right now. And smell you later.